There's something uniquely terrifying about the things that happen in real life. No monsters, no ghosts, just unsettling, bone-chilling experiences that leave a mark. Tonight, I'll share 2 true scary stories that will make you think twice about your everyday routine. These are stories that prove the most frightening encounters often happen when you least expect them. Sit back, turn off the lights, and let's begin. I used to drive for a rideshare company in Chicago. Late-night shifts paid well, but they also came with their fair share of weird encounters. One night, around 2 a.m., I got a request to pick someone up in a more isolated part of town. The location was near an abandoned industrial park, which immediately made me uneasy. But money's money, right? When I arrived, there was a woman standing by the side of the road. She wore a tattered coat, her head was down, and her hair covered most of her face. She didn't look like someone who'd be using a rideshare app, but she got in without hesitation. I asked, "You're heading to Southside, right?" She just nodded. Her silence was unnerving, but I figured maybe she was just having a bad night. The ride was mostly quiet, except for the occasional sound of her breathing. I kept checking the rearview mirror, and every time I did, she seemed to be sitting a little closer to the edge of her seat, as if she was leaning forward. It was subtle but enough to make my skin crawl. About halfway through the ride, I glanced back and realized she was staring directly at me. Her eyes were wide, unblinking, and completely bloodshot. I forced a nervous laugh and asked, "Everything okay back there?" She finally spoke, her voice low and raspy, "You're going the wrong way." Chills ran down my spine. I double-checked the GPS. I was following the route perfectly. "No, this is the way to Southside," I said, trying to sound calm. "No, it's not," she whispered. "But that's okay. You can take me where you want to go." That was enough for me. I pulled over in a well-lit gas station and told her I had to cancel the ride due to a car issue. Without saying a word, she got out of the car, walked across the street, and disappeared into the darkness. When I checked the app, the ride wasn't listed in my history. It was like she never existed. This happened to me when I was 16 and staying home alone for the weekend. My parents had gone out of town, and I was looking forward to having the house to myself. It was a Friday night, and after watching some horror movies, I decided to head to bed. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to a faint tapping sound. At first, I thought it was just the wind or maybe a tree branch hitting the window. But then I realized the sound wasn't coming from outside, it was coming from above me. I live in a 2-story house, and my bedroom is on the top floor. The only thing above me is the attic. My heart started racing as the tapping turned into slow, deliberate footsteps. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, shining it toward the ceiling. The footsteps stopped. I told myself it was probably an animal and tried to go back to sleep. But then I heard something even worse, a soft, wheezing breath, like someone struggling to breathe. At this point, I was paralyzed with fear. I texted my dad and told him what was happening. He called me immediately and told me to lock my bedroom door and stay put. A few minutes later, I heard the attic door creak open. The sound of footsteps moved from above to the hallway. Whoever, or whatever, it was now on the same floor as me. I held my breath as the footsteps got closer to my room. They stopped right outside my door. Then came a gentle knock, followed by a voice whispering, "I know you're awake." I couldn't move. I couldn't even scream. After what felt like an eternity, I heard the footsteps retreat back down the hallway. The attic door creaked shut. When my parents came home the next morning, my dad went to check the attic. He found a small pile of food wrappers, a stained blanket, and a knife. Someone had been living up there, and they'd probably been watching me for weeks. Thank you for stepping into the shadows with me tonight. If these stories sent chills down your spine, there's plenty more where that came from. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because you don't want to miss what's coming next. Have a story of your own? Share it in the comments below. I'm always looking for real-life nightmares to bring to life. And if you enjoyed tonight's tales, give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps the stories alive, so let's grow this community of thrill seekers together. Who knows? The next story might just be about you. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and remember, sometimes, the scariest things are the ones you can't explain.